introduce and thank the Small Business Association of Michigan President Brian Calley, who also was selected by Governor Whitmer to serve on the Protect Michigan Commission. He's been an incredible partner throughout this effort. I also want to introduce Brianna Reza of Grand Rapids. Brianna is was born and raised in Gaylord, native who graduated from Gaylord High School in 2015. She now lives in Grand Rapids and works as a healthcare professional at a medical treatment facility in Greenville. Brianna received her vaccination on July 18th, and she kindly agreed to share her story publicly today in the hopes of inspiring more Michiganders to continue getting vaccinated. You will hear more from Brianna at the end of our press conference today. So today, as I mentioned, we're announcing the winners of the fourth round of $50,000 cash prize winners of the sweepstakes. And before we begin, I also want to give a shout out to our partners for making this possible. And that, of course, the sweepstakes is powered by Meyer in partnership with the Michigan Association of United Ways and the state of Michigan. And we've been fortunate to have a number of the business associations supportive of this effort. And I want to give a huge thanks to every Michigander who has stepped up and got their safe, effective vaccine. Nearly 64%, over 5,163,000 Michiganders have gotten their first shot. Our goal, we continue to march towards that 70% of Michiganders 16 and up to get vaccinated. We've closely monitored everything throughout this pandemic, but certainly, of course, throughout this My Shot to Win sweepstakes. And we are happy with the progress we have made. Every public health expert will tell you the middle of the summer always shows lower vaccination rates, lower than any other time during a year. We believe the sweepstakes allow us to sustain progress, our 70% goal. The My Shot to Win sweepstakes began July 1st and closed those daily drawings on July 30th. And then, of course, the registration completed yesterday. First doses for the full weeks in January went from 28,000 to 30,000 to 35,000 to 41,000 for the last week, as you can see through this graph. And we are excited that, especially after we got beyond that July 4th holiday, that we again started to climb those first week vaccinations. During that same time span, over 2,400,000 people have signed up to win cash prizes. More than 106,000 Michiganders entered to win scholarships. Now, the earned media coverage, thanks for all of you covering these press conferences, has generated more than 7 million in free publicity talking about the importance of getting the vaccination and ensuring that we're protecting not only ourselves, but our families and loved ones. We know that our best tools to combat COVID-19 is to get vaccinated, social distance. The vaccine works in protecting against the worst impacts of this disease, including prolonged hospital stays or even worse, death. And if you break down the 5 million in My Shot to Win sweepstake prizes and recognize that about 158,000 Michiganders got their first dose in July, that equates to about $32 per vaccine. I say that's pretty darn good return on investment, especially when you consider hospital stays can average around $66,000 for COVID-19. Michigan's lottery was one strategy we have used to promote vaccinations, and we will continue our wide-ranging public education campaign, highlight Michiganders' COVID experience stories in our messaging and advertising, and increase community access points for vaccinations that coincide with our door-to-door outreach to low coverage areas across the state. We are going to keep making efforts to reach people where they are, answer their questions, and help them get their shots. As Governor Whitmer has always said, it is perfectly fine to have questions about the vaccines, and we want to get you those answers. But Michiganders should know that those questions can be answered, and we want to make sure that information is readily available to you all. This virus is still very real, and it's an incredible threat to our state and our communities. Right now, the dangerous and highly Delta variant of those cases are starting to climb across Michigan. And I know in the last 24 hours, I was reading about the Delta Plus variant too, that has started to pop up on the west side of the country. So this virus will keep mutating as long as there are hosts, unvaccinated folks, to continue the mutations. So we want to do our best and continue the effort to get folks vaccinated. Now let's get to the exciting part of today's announcement. And that is to announce our fourth round of $50,000 winners. With that, I want to pass it over to our incredible partner at SBAM, the president, Brian Kelly.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Director Singh, for this opportunity and also your warm and generous welcome. Before we get to announcing the winners of the sweepstakes, I wanted to talk about the increasing vaccination rates, the efforts that have been in place, and to acknowledge, I think it's important that we acknowledge that the easy part is behind us, way behind us at this point. And much has been said about whether or not the vaccine sweepstakes has made a difference. And I've seen overly simplistic reviews that just look at immediate uptake rates as though all people, including the people recently vaccinated, are starting at the same place or are equally as persuadable as those who made the decision before. And the truth is that every single day, when a certain number of people get vaccinated, the pool of people remaining, by definition, are harder to reach and harder to convince than those who made the decision before. And that means that there will be diminishing returns on all efforts the closer we get to the goal. And that means we have to work harder and harder to get an increasingly smaller number of people. There's no grand gesture, there's no single action or promotion that will unlock the secret to persuading the remaining eligible population. It just takes a series of actions taken over time. It takes perseverance, determination to just keep plowing forward. And that means inching forward when all we can do is inch forward. Consistency of effort, trying new things, it has and it will continue to pay off. And frankly, I'm more impressed with 40,000 shots in arms last week than I was with 400,000 in May. So as we celebrate the sweepstakes winners today, we can do so knowing that progress was made in July, which is probably the hardest, not probably, is the hardest month in the entire year when you could think about what people are doing in July in Michigan. It's a heavier lift than anything that came before. And I know the work ahead is harder still, but we can get there. So I'd love to see this pandemic at a place where it is completely behind us and we are back to normal. That starts with vaccinations. So now it's time to award some money. Our first 50,000 daily drawing winner that was immunized on July 14th, that winner is Debbie Cameron. Debbie was born and raised in Port Huron, and she is the first winner from the Thumb area to be selected as a My Shot to Win sweepstakes winner. And she explains in this video that she had some medical issues recently, so winning the $50,000 daily drawing is perfect timing for her. Let's roll the tape.
Hi, I'm Debbie Cameron. I'm from Port Huron, Michigan. I'm a cook at a local hospital. I got my COVID shot on July 14th at a local community drive. Main reason why I got it because I work at the hospital and I've seen what happens to COVID patients, and I don't want that to happen to any of my loved ones as I'm around my young nephews and my elderly mom on a regular basis. I plan on using the money to pay for medical bills since I've been off work with little income coming in. I just want to thank all the sponsors and everybody involved in this, and I hope you all take care and God bless.
All right, very good. Congratulations, Debbie. I apologize. I think there was something wrong with the sound there in the beginning part of that video, but keep in mind the videos can be watched afterward as well. So our second recipient of the My Shot to Win Sweepstakes giveaway, $50,000, was hesitant to get vaccinated until he had a heart-to-heart conversation with his daughter. And that winner is Brian Lucia. Brian is from West Bloomfield in Oakland County and received his vaccination on July 19th. Let's roll Brian's tape.
Hello, my name is Brian Lucia, and I'm from West Bloomfield, Michigan, and I'm a realtor. And I also have one incredible daughter that's amazing. Regarding the vaccine, I was vaccinated at the CVS in West Bloomfield, July 19th. And I had the virus pretty bad in late November, early December. And I went through a really bad time, but thank God I made it through and fully recovered, of course. And I didn't want to get sick again. Then my daughter kept on encouraging me to get it. And, you know, she's planning to start a family and she didn't want me to get sick again. And she wanted me to spend some time with them. So that's one of the main reasons that I got it. And she really encouraged me and I'm glad she did. A number of my family members have gotten the virus and thank God that they've all survived it and most have gotten the vaccines to try to keep away from the virus and the new variant that's coming soon. I was on the fence before, not for any political reasons, but just because I thought I had the antibodies to protect me, but those weren't gonna last. And there's a new form coming out, so I just wanted to be protected. And I would encourage you to think about it. Regarding the prize money, I'm not sure. I haven't thought about what I'm gonna do with it, but it'll be put to good use for sure. And the only thing I can say is if you're thinking about getting the vaccine, talk to your doctor and see if it's the right thing to do for you, because it could protect you and your family.
All right, very good. Congratulations, Brian, and really great advice too. If you have questions, talk to somebody you trust, talk to your doctor and get those questions answered. Our next winner in the My Shot to Win Sweepstakes is from the Upper Peninsula. And that winner is Deidre. She goes by DJ Malloy and she's from Kinchlow. She has graciously provided one of the most powerful messages that I've seen and we're going to show it in this video. Please lean in and take in this story. Roll the tape.
Hi, my name's Deidre Malloy, and I live in Kinchlow, Michigan, in the Upper Peninsula. I'm a manager for a welding and fabrication company. I'm also a wife and a mother of one son. I got my vaccination on July 20th, and I had intended to get it earlier in the year, but I was diagnosed with esophageal cancer in December, and I had to choose between getting a vaccination or receiving treatment for the cancer. And invariably, I chose the treatment. So as soon as my doctors gave me the okay that my immune system was strong enough to take the vaccine, I made an appointment with my tribe and got my vaccination. And it's taken a load off me just to know that I've got my first one in. I get my second one on August 10th. My husband and my son actually got theirs early in the year to help protect me from the virus because they had to do everything that I normally do, shopping and things like that. Having a cancer diagnosis has been a real punch in the gut. I'm 66 years old and I have Medicare Part A, but I don't have any other insurance at this point. My tribe, the Sault Ste. Marie tribe of Chippewa Indians, has been a blessing because they've picked up on many of my bills, but it doesn't cover everything. And the financial burden of going, through cancer and all of the treatments and the travel that's required. I received my treatments in Traverse City, has been a financial burden to my family. So winning this has been just a real ray of sunshine. And it still seems surreal, but I see a light at the end of the tunnel. And in this case, I know it's not a train. COVID-19, for everybody really, has been a worry. For me especially, it's been a scary situation because with esophageal cancer, I have a hard time breathing and I can't eat, so I'm pretty weak. If I get this virus, I should say if I were to have gotten this virus, it would have killed me. And there's no doubt in my mind about that. And now with the Delta variant, it makes it even a little more scary because you can still catch the virus and you may not get as sick, but I need people to understand that this isn't going to just go away unless we do something about it. I know it's difficult with family and events and things like that, and I can't imagine the hardships that it's put some people through. But it's so worth it if we can get their numbers down so that we can get back to some type of normalcy. What a blessing that would be for everybody.
Well, thank you so much, DJ, for sharing that deeply personal story. And if that appeal doesn't inspire more people to consider vaccination, I really don't know what could possibly work. Congratulations, DJ. So thankful that this has come at a time that is so important in your life. The fact that your name got drawn is outstanding. Thanks for sharing your story. Now, the final winner that I'll be announcing today is from Grand Rapids, and he works in the construction and supply industry. That winner is Joshua Long. Now, Joshua told us that he wasn't planning on getting vaccinated, but then he kept on seeing and hearing in the My Shot to Win sweepstakes. He saw the commercials on TV, heard them on the radio, coincided with his wife, Christine, getting her vaccination. And plus, as the parents of two children who are 6 and 2 years old, they just decided they didn't want to take the risk with the Delta variant infecting their children. So Joshua got vaccinated on July 21st. Now, he and his family are looking to use the winnings to put a down payment on a new house. Sounds like a great plan, and Grand Rapids is a great place to live. So congratulations, Joshua Long of Grand Rapids. As Dr. Singh had just said, we can't be sure that the Delta variant won't take us back down to very dark and depressing times like we had before. So please get vaccinated to protect yourself, your family, your friends. Now let's hear again from Carrie to see who the rest of the winners are today. Take it away, Carrie.
Thank you, Brian. And goodness, I got to tell you, these stories, especially parents of young children, and then of course, DJ, we have every reason to continue on this path in fighting this virus. And I think DJ said it, we have to do something. And that have to is collective to get vaccinated. So we do have a couple more pieces of announcements. So I'm very very pleased to next winner of the $50,000 My Shot to Win Sweepstakes giveaway is a machinist at Ford Motor Company. My spouse's family is a Ford Motor Company who hails from South LYON, and the winner is Joel Cotton. Joel and his wife, Lauren, are proud parents of 3 children who are 7 and 8 years old, as well as a newborn. He was vaccinated on July 22nd. As you will see in his video, fear of having his family infected with the Delta variant was a factor in his decision to get immunized. Please roll the tape.
Hello, my name is Joel Cotton. I stay in South LYON, Michigan. I am married and I have 3 beautiful girls. I work at Ford Motor Company as well as a small business owner. I received my vaccination on July 22nd at IEP Healthy, Novi, Michigan. Following the data, my wife and I decided to schedule our vaccines. I wanted to protect myself, my family, and my community. Fortunately, my family and I have not been harmed by COVID. I've had coworkers been affected by COVID. I would encourage Michiganders and other people in the nation and around the world to play their part, get vaccinated, wear your mask when it's appropriate, continue to practice social distancing, and be safe. I plan on saving most of the prize money, using some of it on a down payment, possibly for a new home. I just want to encourage everybody to stay safe if they can, and God bless. And thank you, Myers, and all the sponsors, Michigan, for this opportunity for My Shot to Win. Thank you.
Congratulations to Joel Cotton and the Cotton family. Keep protecting those little ones. Thank you. And we made mention of our last winner at the onset of this press conference. We have Brianna Reza. As Brianna immediately agreed when we asked her to join us live for today's news conference, because like a lot of people, she was hesitant to get vaccinated because the vaccines do not have full approval from the Food and Drug Administration. So she wanted to share her story and why she overcame her hesitancy and got her shot. Brianna, thank you for this service, and please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Director Singh. I really appreciate you allowing me to be here. So as mentioned before, I do work as a respiratory therapist over in Greenville, Michigan. I'm from Gaylord, Michigan, graduated class of 2015, and now I'm down in Grand Rapids. I received my COVID vaccination last month at the Meyer Pharmacy on Alpine in Grand Rapids. And like stated earlier, I did wait just because there wasn't FDA approval, but with my partner being immunocompromised and myself working in direct patient care, I knew that I had to do further research. Studies continue to show us that the vaccine is working, and I want to do my part in not helping keep myself, but my partner, my patients, and my community safe. So that's why I decided to get the shot. For as many articles supporting COVID-19 vaccination, when you type it in on Google, there are just as many spewing misinformation. So it's really vital that we look at the facts. There are rising cases across this country, and this vaccine is our opportunity to return to normal. I don't know about you guys, but I think that we can all say that we've been affected by COVID-19. Whether it's from actually having the sickness or you're at a small gathering and you go home and you have like the text that says, hey, sorry, I tested positive. I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of being anxious about getting sick. I'm excited to return to festivals and to concerts with my friends. I'm excited to go out to eat and not feel nervous to take my mask off. So that's why I think you should go get the vaccine so we can all return to normal. And as for what I plan on doing with the money, first on the list is definitely textbooks. I'm going back to school this semester to finish off my second degree. Other than that, definitely plan on saving most of it, potentially putting it for a down payment on a house. But yeah, super excited. So thank you so much, you guys. Thank you, Carrie, for inviting me to let me join today. And now let's hear some closing remarks from Protect Michigan Commission Director Singh.
And thank you, Brianna, for sharing your story and what this means to you, and just really appreciate you now being an advocate of what helped you make the decision to get the shot. I want to congratulate all the winners today, and yeah, I think the only word is, extremely touched, because I think a lot of the stories that we heard from our winners today are reflective of the stories across our state that are so important about the vaccination and where we are in combating COVID-19 in our state. I want to thank, of course, our incredible partner, the Small Business Association of Michigan, and the president, Brian Calley, who's been serving on the Protect Michigan Commission. Just really appreciate all the support and advice throughout this pandemic. And to all the reporters joining us today, please know that we are planning to announce our remaining $50,000 winners and the 9 college scholarship winners next Wednesday on August 11th. And then we will announce our $2 million grand prize winner Wednesday, August 18th. We've got a little time left, just a few minutes. If there's a few questions, if you could please put your name and news outlet in the chat room, and Mike Nolan will be happy to recognize you.
Yep. Our first question comes from Eric Lloyd at TV 9 and 10 in Cadillac. Eric, the floor is yours, sir. So we'll have to unmute him, Tom.
There we go. I was just wondering, you guys were proud of all the the weekly doses going up throughout the month of July, but now the program is done. What do we do now to keep that momentum as we're heading through into August and towards school?
Sure, I'm gonna take that one, and thank you, Eric, for that question. And I think, the sweepstakes has been always, one strategy that we've deployed through the month of July. And I think as we now are into August, it's back to school season. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of communications as it relates to gearing up to that return to school, just as many businesses across the state are planning return to offices after Labor Day. So you will see additional stories raising awareness about folks that have directly experienced COVID. We heard a little bit about that from one of our winners today, Brian Louissa, who talked about his daughter convincing him to get the shot, even though he experienced a pretty bad case of COVID in the fall. So we want to lift those stories up. We want to make sure that folks understand that, the limited side effects that you get from the vaccine is completely easy breezy compared to what the potential impacts are from this virus. So you're going to be seeing more of that. We touched a little bit in terms of our door-to-door efforts happening across the state, additional community clinics that we're working hand in hand with many churches, many other community-based organizations to get vaccine access points as close as possible to every neighborhood across the state. And then that door-to-door outreach. Outside of, yes, we have, our continued TV advertisements, radio, digital, social media. But at the end of the day, we heard it today again, I want to talk about that peer-to-peer that peer-to-peer, it's your family, it's your friends that can make the difference in getting someone the information and getting them to take the shot and protecting themselves and their loved ones, as well as doctors. Talk to your personal physicians. You know, they're key partners in this and promoting vaccinations across the state.
Great. I know we said we'd have a hard stop at 11 o'clock. If any of your questions did not get answered during today's presser in this brief Q&A, by all means, reach out and we'll be happy to hook you up with Carrie. I know WXYZ, Darren, I believe you're on the line. We'll hook you up with Carrie after the presser if you have any additional questions. And with that, thanks very much. And don't forget, any of the files that are in the chat room, you have free access to use as you wish. That material is all yours. Thank you very much. We'll see you next Wednesday.